Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and here I have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series X-Men 20th Anniversary 2-pack. This is the Marvel's Logan and Marvel's Hawkeye, the Old Man 2-pack, Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye. So awesome looking package, loaded with all kinds of accessories. The packaging is the same that we've seen with the other 20th Anniversary lines. So I've only reviewed so far Domino and Mystique. I have Cable on the way. I should have it tomorrow. My Rogue and Pyro is stuck in FedEx limbo because I don't know what the hell is going on with FedEx, but I have them on the way. So really cool. We'll get right to it. The packaging does look great. You can see an X logo up there at the top, but looking at the side artwork, just looks amazing. Art by John Tyler Christopher. Just looks so nice. Logan there, but you do get a full shot of both of them right on the back of the package, and that just looks absolutely amazing. I love the artwork, but it is just the box, sadly, so it's gonna get opened up for all of you guys, you mint on box collectors and mint on card collectors. You guys will be very happy with the packaging of these things because they are awesome. But enough of that, let's get this thing opened up. Okay, and here is the Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye figures out of the package. Before we get in for a closer look, I want to send a big shout out to We Are Figures. Follow him on Instagram, link in the video description below. He got his pack in from Entertainment Earth. I ordered mine. It's still on the way. I don't know when it's going to be coming, but he was kind enough to hook me up with his 2-pack right now. So thank you, Anthony, so much. I really appreciate it. Awesome 2-pack. I really can't wait to show you guys. First, let's take a look at the accessories, then we'll get in for a closer look at the figures and do some comparisons, like with the old Man Logan figure from the Warlock wave, and then Hawkeye from the Rocket Raccoon wave, and then the Odin wave, and Cowboy Logan for the hell of it from the 80 years variant fan channel exclusives. So lots of figures, but again, this is a very, very good 2-pack. I think you guys will like it. First, let's look at all the accessories. Okay, so first accessory that we have is a baby Hulk. That thing looks incredible. Look at that hair. Perfect hair. Kind of jealous about it. Can't even get a damn haircut nowadays. But looks really good. We got a nice purple pacifier in there, but the baby looks really good. It's wrapped in a black blanket. It's sculpted nicely. There's some furry type of texture to it. The only thing that's a little difficult, it's kind of hard for Logan to hold. Even with these interchangeable hands that he comes with, it's kind of hard to get him to hold on to Baby Hulk, which brings me to the next point. There are 2 interchangeable hands, or 1 pair of these open hands. Now you can use these for either Hawkeye or you can use them for Logan. It's up to you. They're actually a little small for both, I would say, but they do both peg in, so that's not really an issue. We get 2 bows for Hawkeye. This is the same damn bow that we've seen a million different times now. Came with Kate Bishop, came with Hawkeye, came with the other Hawkeye, came with the other Hawkeye, then came with the other movie Hawkeye, and then the other movie Hawkeye. So we've had this a bunch of times. Oh, and don't forget the other movie Hawkeye, the Quantum Suit. So we've gotten it quite a few times now, but we got it again, so that's cool. But upgrade, we got this bow now. So this one is really cool. We actually get a different color for like the string, and you got the different pulley system here. So this one is a very good looking one. The problem, I would say, is the arrow. It's already sculpted on there. I don't really mind because I think you can do some really cool things with it. But this gray plastic that they used is damn near translucent. It's just very cheap looking. A paint would have gone a long way. Like the arrow, we only get silver for the point, the arrowhead there, but like the stem of it is that cheap gray plastic looking thing. So right now it may not look too bad on video, but I promise you in hand it looks very cheap. Just something about it just doesn't look good, and depending on the certain light that you get it, it's pretty much translucent. So it is what it is. Here we get a quiver full of bows, and there's no paint to this one. It is just done in all black, and this is the same quiver that we've seen over and over again. So like Rocket Raccoon, Hawkeye had it. At least his had paint. The other Hawkeye figures came with it as well. I don't have any of those out here with me, but it is the same quiver and bows. So it is what it is. Here we have an interchangeable head for Logan. This is the same Old Man Logan head that we got before in the Warlock wave, because the one that comes on the figure is a brand new head, and we'll take a look at that here pretty soon. So nothing new with this one, but it still looks pretty good. Can't complain. And then we get an interchangeable head for Hawkeye. Now this version is from the Old Man Logan original comic series that Hawkeye was a part of. So like this one was in the Old Man Hawkeye series. This one is the one that's really based on the Old Man Logan comic, and that looks pretty good. We get a nice little light gray wash in the beard and the hair. to give it that textured look. So I really like that, but it's sculpted very nicely. Those glasses are sculpted on there and they're not removable or anything like that. But it does look very, very good. And that's it for accessories. Now let's take a look at the figures, starting with Logan. Okay, so a closer look at Logan, Old Man Logan. The hat is sculpted on there, so that is not something that's going to be removable, and it is pretty soft and pliable, so I like that. It does look very good. They did a great texture to it, and a great sculpt to it. We got some cuts in the brim of the hat, but just looks very good. Dark brown for that little wrap around there, but it looks very good. The Old Man Logan head sculpt, I think, came out looking really, really good as well. Nice little hair. It's not really a wash in the hair, but it's got a nice gray color to it. His mustache and parts right there under his lip looks like it has kind of some shading in there to kind of give it that little bit of hair look. Really like that. Eyes are painted nicely, a bright blue. So looks really, really good. I like that a lot. Now, the figure itself is basically reused from the Old Man Logan Warlock figure. However, on the boots, I can't get any closer than that, but on the boots they did this little design right there that you would see on my cowboy boots. This guy does not have that on his, so they're the same boots, but it does not have that cut-in design that's inscribed there. So that's going to be the difference. This red is kind of a little bit of a brighter red compared to the other one. And then, of course, we actually get the textured look to the jeans. We get a silver paint belt buckle instead of a gold belt buckle. Pants are a different color as well, but these ones look a lot better. And then we get a brand new jacket, and the jacket looks really good. We actually get some tears in there, so there's a hole there. There's some rips in the back going on too. It's all tattered kind of at the bottom, but the sculpt of the jacket is very nice. And get this, there's even a little bit of a wash and shading going on in there. Not a wash, but shading on the back to kind of give it kind of a dirty look to it. So that was definitely a nice touch, because you know what? That's on the back of the figure that they actually did it. They didn't do it down here, but they did it up here on the shoulders. There's some here on the front as well too. So that is a very nice little added detail that they did that we don't normally see from Hasbro. We get little silver buttons painted on there, but the sculpt of it is just really nice. Really like the way it came out looking. So Old Man Logan, very, very good upgrade. And I believe these arms are new. I tried to look to see which figure used these arms before, like Multiple Man and stuff. These, I believe, are new arms. So there's double jointed elbow to those, unlike those other ones that were a single jointed elbow. Typical claws that we see all the damn time. They're that cheap, same gray plastic that's damn near translucent. So no silver paint or anything like that. So now let's check out Hawkeye. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Old Man Hawkeye figure, and how awesome is that? I really like the hair blowing in the wind look to it. The sculpt of it is really nice. We get a nice wash and shading in that hair to give it that textured look. So it just looks absolutely fantastic. The sculpt of it is so nice. Hasbro did a terrific job with this. Whoever the sculptor was, wow. That just looks really, really good. Now, before we look at the rest of the figure, let's take a look at the alternate head that he comes with. So again, this is the one that's actually from the original Old Man Logan comic, to where Hawkeye is actually blind. The look of the figure is probably more so that his single run, but this head sculpt is the one that actually fits this figure right here. So that just looks really good there. Really like the way that looks. But looking at the rest of the figure, so there's something that definitely surprised me about this figure that I did not know. He's got butterfly joints in there. I had no idea. These shoulder straps completely block that from any of the images, and maybe I just missed it, but he's got butterfly joints, so that is awesome. He's also got pinless arms, so no pins in those arms, no pins, and no pins on the knees, so both we get that. Now, Logan didn't have any of that, and that's fine because it's basically a reuse and some stuff. But the pinless thing, it goes a long way in terms of the aesthetic. Now, in my Mystique review, a lot of people were thinking, well, why did I make such a big deal out of the pinless tech? These are premium figures. Remember, these are priced higher than the normal Marvel Legends. So that Mystique figure being $25, and they're touting how they're going pinless, you would think that figure would do it since it was a more expensive figure, but it is what it is. But this guy's got it, so that is awesome. Looking at the rest of the figure, looks really good. We get some green and brown in his boots. The knee pads are done with a brown color and do that wraparound. It's got tan pants. It's got a dark brown belt, silver buckle, blue shirt. got the same satchel that we see over and over and over again, like the goblins come with it and everything. This hand, his right hand, is a gloved hand. And look at the back of the figure. And there it is. So that is awesome. Now let's zoom out and take a look at some of the articulation for Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye. Okay, so we're going to go through the articulation quickly since we have two figures. So Logan, he can look down that much. He can look all the way up, so that is really good. You get some pivot going on in the head, and then of course you get a full rotation. The arms go out that high up. The shoulder of the jacket kind of gets in the way, but it's a little bit pliable, so you can move it around a little bit. You can get a full rotation in there if you just kind of work around it. There's not a butterfly joint on this guy. He's got an upper bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbow, which gives you that much bend at the elbow, so that is pretty good. You have a wrist that swivels and hinges on both sides. It is the same. You have an ab crunch that crunches forward that much, so not bad. The back, you're not really going to get any use out of because the jacket's really going to hinder that. There is a waist swivel there. The legs go out kind of stiff that far apart. You just kind of have to push the jacket behind his legs to be able to do that. He can kick forward that high, so not bad. You can get the leg to go. That actually does not go back. You have an upper thigh cut there. You get a double jointed knee, which works like so. Foot, the ankle that's inside the jean has a swivel, and then you have a pivot going on in there, and it hinges down ever so slightly because the jeans are actually going to get in the way and hinder that. You can go up a tiny little bit, but again, the jeans get in the way. A little bit of that ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So that is the articulation for Logan. Let's get him out of the way. Let's get Hawkeye in there, and let's look at what he can do. So he can look all the way down. He can look up somewhat, but his ponytail does get in the way a little bit. Let's pop that head off and put this other one back on there and see what kind of motion he can do. He's not really going to look up because that hair is going to completely block it, but he still can look down. That is good. The satchel is up there. His shoulder goes up super high, crazy, all the way around. Upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow. Hold on, let me work that elbow. That looks pretty good. That's a decent looking elbow, but this elbow, because he's got the wrap around on his arm, this elbow is kind of ugly looking at that joint. It's just a big gap, but it's not that big of a deal because chances are it'll be hidden in whatever you're trying to do in a pose or photography. He has that butterfly joint, so he can get the arm to go forward a little bit, but you can go back a little bit. So it's there, but you don't get a whole lot of use out of it, to be honest with you. And this shoulder ball that he has is quite large, probably a little too big, I would say, because it feels like maybe you could get some more motion out of there if it wasn't so large, but it is what it is. Ab crunch, he can crunch forward that much, so not a whole lot. Going back, he can go back fairly far, so that is good. You got a waist swivel in there. His legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that high, which is great. Goes back slightly. You have an upper thigh cut in there. You have a double jointed knee, so that pinless knee works out really well. There is a boot swivel there. Foot hinges all the way down. You get a little bit of a hinge up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So really good articulation for Hawkeye. Yes, there's the butterfly joint. You don't get full range out of it, but it does give you additional range that you would not have if it wasn't there. Now let's see some comparisons. Okay, so here we have three different Wolverine figures. Old Man Logan, Cowboy Logan. I only really included this one because he has the same legs and feet, and he has a cowboy hat, kind of like this one, but he's really different compared to the other two. So these two. So stupid me earlier when I was talking about, I think these arms are new. Right in front of me, like a dumbass, this one obviously has the same arm. So what the hell I was thinking, I have no idea. So that was pretty stupid on my part. So very similar figures, as you could tell. So the only difference really is the jacket. The arms are the same, the torso is the same, the pants are the same, the feet are the same, minus the little cut-in design of the boots. So basically the same figure, but this one definitely is a lot more improved because it gives them the more accurate look from the comic, whereas this one could be like the post-Secret Wars Old Man Logan that ended up in the main universe. So, you know, you can still have two different versions, so it actually works out well from that standpoint. Okay, so here are the Hawkeye comparisons. So here we have the Clint Barton Hawkeye from the Rocket Raccoon wave. This one is the Odin wave Hawkeye. I also have the vintage one, but I have that one on card. I never actually got one to open. So we have three different Clint Bartons there. The middle one being my favorite, Rocket Raccoon being my second favorite, this one being my least favorite because the vintage one's actually better than this because he has two arms that are actually the same length, which this one does not have. But it's still a good looking figure. But this Old Man Hawkeye figure blows these two away. Such a fantastic figure. And let's just throw in the glasses look for Hawkeye and Hawkeye. Okay, so I know people are going to ask me to do head swaps. This new head has a hard time fitting on that old Man Logan body, so that's just kind of a difficult one. And then because I haven't shown it yet, here is the additional interchangeable Old Man Logan head on the new figure. And for whatever reason, it just looks kind of weird to me. It looks like it sits pretty low on the neck. Maybe it's just the angle that I'm sitting at and looking at it, but there it is. I definitely like this head sculpt much more than this one. And just for the hell of it, there's that Clinton Barton head on there, and it looks like garbage. That is not a good fit whatsoever. Okay, now getting Hawkeye to hold the bow, so he can hold the bow in his left hand, and then you can use his right hand to hold that arrow back and the drawstring. So that is very good. You can get his arm straight out, and you can do all kinds of great things with that bow and arrow. So I really like that. Just looks really good. Fantastic 2-pack. Okay, so my final thoughts on this 2-pack. It is a fantastic 2-pack. For 50 bucks, I think you get a pretty good value. We get a brand new figure with the Hawkeye that uses all the pinless tech. The Old Man Logan has some great updates. The freaking baby Hulk, how awesome is that? So I definitely think this one is worth picking up. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this 2-pack. I think it is fantastic. Now, I never read the original Old Man Logan storyline. Old Man Hawkeye was a fairly new one I did not read, but I did read the post-Secret Wars Old Man Logan, and I did enjoy that. But that was vastly different because that was dealing with Old Man Logan no longer being in his own world and now in the mainline universe. So he had the challenges of remembering his old past and the things that he had done, living back in the past with people that he thought he hurt and killed, and things like that. And that was a pretty good read. But the Old Man Logan, I did read some summaries and things like that of it, and Hulk was a real dick in it. So a very interesting story, but I think this is a fantastic 2-pack that you guys are going to want to pick up, because I think it is great. Now, last thing I forgot to talk about is the quiver. Yes, he does have a peg hole in his back, so he can you can peg that quiver on back there so he can hold it. So there you have it. And that is a very good 2-pack. I am very pleased with it, but you guys let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of the Old Man storyline, Old Man Logan storyline? If you read Old Man Hawkeye, what are your thoughts on that? If you read the post-Secret Wars Old Man Logan, you guys let me know your thoughts on that as well. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.